I've got another video out there on this Feeltech FY3200s dual channel arbitrary function signal generator and counter. Yeah, it's so far I've been playing with it a little bit. It seems to be pretty good. I've got another video out there on the basics. I thought right now that I'd go through some of the functions, and over here is an oscilloscope so you can see what's going on rather than just flip through here. Okay, let's get started. The signal generator comes up in this mode. So this is 10,000 hertz, amplitude 10 volts, and a sine wave, and you can see that all over here. And if I just flip this, and I'll go through it pretty quickly so you can see over here what's happening, I can increase and decrease the frequency, and again you can see it show up there on the oscilloscope. Okay, so let's pick a different wave. That's always a good thing. There's a square wave, and again we can, okay, so I can use the knob over here to change the waveform. So it's selected, yes, so there's the underline right there. I'm still learning, as you can see. So here's the sine wave, square wave. This is a pulsed, triangular. This is a sawtooth wave, and this is the opposite. It's a mirror image of that. This is a DC signal, which isn't very interesting. This is preset 1. I'm not quite sure what you call that. Preset 2 is an arbitrary. Preset 3 also. Preset 4 is a spike followed by two more whatever smaller spikes. This is just a kind of a triangular, abbreviated sawtooth. This has a flyback on it, which I'm not exactly sure what you call that, but this is typical of, like, if you overcharge like an inductor or something, you'll get a signal that rings like this. So somewhat of a oscillating circuit. Again, appears to be a repeat of the earlier one. I can't remember what you call this, La Joyce or something like that. You'll see it on the beginning of the Twilight Zone, something like that. You can expand it out. This is the same thing. If we change the frequency, wrong way, there we go. You can see it's kind of a signal that's moving back and forth like that. Okay. It was preset 10. This is arbitrary, so it goes back to a sine, triangle, sawtooth, sawtooth the other way, and we're back to sine. Okay, so that's those are the waveforms it will do. Let's go through the parameters. Right now it's set on voltage, and if we play with this, it'll make the waveform higher and lower. Set it back to 10. We'll change the parameter. So we can do an offset on here, and that'll raise and lower the wave, as you can see. And we'll set it back to 0. Duty cycle and phase, we can change the phase angle, and then back to amplitude. Okay, so those are some of the basic parameters you can set. This is the sweep button, and so it gives me a choice of linear sweep or logarithmic sweep, and right now it's stopped. It says this is the sweep begin frequency, sweep end frequency. Those are defaults. They are changeable, of course. 30 seconds, I've got it set for 30 seconds, so the function will run for 30 seconds. And now we're back here, and if I push this, it should start running. You can see the frequency counting up, and it's sweeping across here, and then you can see what's happening over there on the oscilloscope. It's sweeping from 10 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz, and it'll run that over a 30-second period. Okay, so that's the sweep function. The counter will do a lot of different things. I basically just use the most simple functions. I put it in an external. I've got a 50 hertz source over here, and I hook it to that, and you get the 50 hertz. That's about all I ask from these things. Okay, so let's go on to the next. Let's go through the system functions quickly. First of all, it'll do things like save the power on frequency, and it'll load. You can have it load a specific preset, and it will also lock channels 1 and 2 together. So in this case, I got it no. Set next power on, output is on. So yes, when it comes on, the output is already on. Set beep, beep goes off. It does not store this. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying, but if you want to set the beep off, you have to do it every time you power up. And then back to where we were. Okay, so that's it for this second iteration. It's a little bit more detail on this Feeltech FY3200s dual channel arbitrary function signal generator and counter. And yeah, so far I'm really liking it. It's a very good little piece of kit. It's very lightweight, doesn't take up much space. And yeah, so so far my impression of it is very positive. Well, I hope you found this useful and interesting in your home DIY electronics projects. This is what I'm replacing with this new signal generator. This is obviously has no counter function. It's 50 years old. It's a single voltage. It's 110 volts. It goes from 1 to 100K, and you can see the buttons in steps, and then it has a multiplier over here, so you can multiply by 10 and get 1 megahertz out of it. It has 3 waveforms: square, sine, and triangular, DC offset, amplitude. That's it. It's got a TTL output and a 600 ohm output, and then ground, of course. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. So it's had a good life. It's been around, like I said, 50 years.